Hello and welcome to part 1 of a two-part video introduction to our company and its product portfolio. In this video we are going to introduce a technology called Language Workbench from Modelingsoft Research. Modelingsoft is going to revolutionize how software is developed using our Language Workbench product. As you know, in 1995 Sun Microsystems pushed the world a step forward by introducing object-oriented programming to the masses with Java. In 2012, Modelingsoft will push the world to the next level by introducing language-oriented programming to the masses with Language Workbench. First, what is the problem? Software is hard to build. After 30 years we still suffer. The higher levels of build quality takes longer to develop and implement. It requires highly qualified people and it is very time consuming. Poorly specified software plans leave a trail of horror stories behind them. And obsolete software with millions of lines of code with limited migration tools. The main reason is that we focus on the least tractable representation of the problem, the code, which is extremely complex. Actually, the developer is sometimes called a coder because he encodes or encrypts the problem. After that, we hope this encrypted format will be easily changed, reused or adapted. This leads us to the coding or programming languages. Actually, these languages are not expressive enough, where many programmers have difficulty in mapping their thoughts directly into their programming language. Also, these languages are not abstracted or high level enough. We always need to describe the small details and create workarounds for the language limitations. Okay, let's check the solution from our natural languages, how it became very expressive and productive. Each language has concepts and notations, and because in most cases the concepts are mirrors to meanings, we could create translators. From the computer science perspective, translation is called language-to-language transformation. Of course, each language has many accents which can be defined as projections for the same concepts. Now, if we focus on a specific domain, for example, the Arabic chat language, we will find a new language called Franco-Arabic. In this language, we project the Arabic language with notations of the English language. We also added new concepts that can be mapped to some of the original concepts. Sometimes we use graphical notations. This unlimited flexibility in language composition and separation between concepts and notations distinguishes them from solid programming languages. That's exactly what we are trying to do through the Language Workbench. So you can ask, "Hi Language Workbench man, I work on embedded systems and I want to customize the C language with native data types, math equations, link from C# and decision tables. Please don't forget autocomplete. Go to definition, refactoring, validation, groupware and coloring." In brief, we are talking about Embedded Systems Workbench. IDE understands what we are talking about. We can notice the difference between our regular code and this domain code. It's very expressive, productive and simple. This makes it less time consuming, requires less qualified people, it is less error prone and therefore, most importantly, costs significantly less. The language evolution could end up to something equivalent of editing a Word file. With Language Workbench, we can build multiple workbenches, each targeting a specific domain. The question now, how will we begin this technical adventure? Fortunately, at this time, there is a golden opportunity. Web development is in the midst of a significant market shift. Definitely we will see more and more complex client-side applications. A lot of native applications will migrate to the browser. Right now, the main shifting obstacle is the limitations of client-side development languages. JavaScript is considered the assembly language for the web. Many of the industry leaders creating workarounds. Google provides closure tools, GWT, and finally Dart. Microsoft provides Script Sharp, and the community provides many additional languages. Actually, all these languages will end up with the same issues of our current high-level languages like C# or Java. This leads to our first product, Web Workbench, which will move the web development to the next level by enabling these solid languages to be naturally grown by the community. Each community will build their extensions or higher languages according to a specific domain. For example, the game development community can easily build extensions or higher level languages orientated to this domain. As we mentioned before, these extensions and languages will help the developers to be more expressive and productive. At that time, it would be absurd to develop web games using general purpose languages. This leads us to our second product, Business Apps Workbench. This workbench is specialized in developing line of business applications. It will contain a set of extensions and languages, helping developers to express what they want rather than how. For example, it will have an access language to describe what and where my data is, business language to describe your business code, and UI language to describe your user interface. Of course, all this language can also be extended to a higher level, so we are in front of an cumulative IDE which can help either a regular user or a professional developer to build high quality business apps. Each team member can look at the same project from their perspective. For example, the business analyst will edit the project as a simple set of business rules. The developer will edit the project from any layer he would like. Even the end user could check out the project source code as a PowerPoint presentation, aid in the configuration of screen layout. Here we are talking about a new approach which would change the way we do programming. This presentation has just scratched the surface of the potentials of such a technology. Martin Fowler, one of the leaders in the software industry, said, "What I do believe is that language workbenches are one of the most interesting ideas that's out there on the edge of our vision." Thank you, and if you are interested in hearing any more about our products, please contact us at info@modelingsoft.com.